The strength of the double pull is not from your elbow to your fingertip. It's from your whole body through the ball of the foot and primarily through the core. The core ingrains, by definition, the core is from your hip to the top of your neck. That's core. Okay? And if I'm out here, I can't use core. If I'm here, I can use core. And to apply force down the track, as we've been going through with the kick, it's actually a downward kick. Okay? A lot of people think about what we'll call a shear kick. It's just shearing the ski. It makes sense, right? That it would be back and forth to go down, but it's actually a downward kick and a drive through from the hip. Okay, using that same analogy now of like this downward impulse kick, we also want to focus the same thing with the double pull. That our pulling is able to activate the core and come straight down. And again, keeping the ankles supple. What I'm going to do is focus on a downward push and not being way out here. We want the angle from the elbow down the latch at an open angle. Okay, we don't want to be tight. We want to stay loose and relaxed. We want to use these whole muscles here. And we're going to stay actively forward and just crunch down onto the pulls. Okay, so what we're trying to do is ingrain the initiation of the core first and then the release of the pulls. People kind of envision forward by being here, but the center of mass when you're here is actually way, way back. Because unfortunately mine's a little it's back here, right? So this is our center of mass. And if I'm here, my center of mass is way back, even though my head's up here, I might sense being forward. I'm way, way back. The further I get this way, the further back I am. So it's staying the neutral but high hips. There's a balance between jumping straight up and down and thinking about everything from the ankles up and forward has to come forward. It's a rhythm, and think when my hands come forward, so too do my hips. So what we're trying to do is get full extension, and when we come up and high, you know, we're really coming off of our skis. What we want to do is also really focus on being, what I'll say, a little bit quieter in the lower body, but still have that flexion, but not having my feet come way off the skis, okay? So you need to be able to shift gears, and our primary gear is one where, yeah, there's flexion in the ankle, but it's a pretty low energy application with more of an extension. This stuff is best learned under the age of 10. Yeah. So, like, you'll see people going through the air, if they're like this, they're in a positive shin angle. If all of a sudden you see them dropping their back of their ski down, you know their weight is way, way back. And they're likely going to fall in the next couple of
That sounds so scary on roller skis.
Oh, this stuff is completely fine on roller skis.
Okay.
I strongly encourage people to do this stuff on roller skis.